Hey everyone, my name is Daphne Valcin. I'm a coach, speaker, and trainer, and I am happy to share with you how COVID-19 has impacted my business and those who I serve from what I've observed. So, when I first heard about coronavirus, I think there were mixed messages that came from the media, some saying it's just like a flu and it's not going to be such a big deal, and then other messages that were saying that this is something that is going to be huge, and for us to really take heed, right? So I feel like that's what, when it came to my clients, that's what the response was like. There was not that much of a response at first. And so I had not been necessarily thinking of how to respond to the challenges that were going to come because I wasn't sure that it was going to be so huge in terms of its impact. So what happened before that in my business was I was getting consistent leads, more consistent, more frequently than ever before in my business. I am now in my sixth year of business, and what I was thinking to myself was, wow, after year 5, things are just soaring. Like, this is going to be such an amazing year. So what ended up happening was I have about 25 one-on-one clients and 20 associated with different contracts. And I noticed that none of my clients canceled. There was one of them who I encouraged to think about whether or not she should continue coaching with me one-on-one at this time. And because of the nature of her business and how its huge impacts from coronavirus, that client ended up canceling. So that was one out of many that canceled. So I was fortunate to see that. But the leads that I was receiving slowed down. So thankfully, I have, so many clients, which is great, and still had leads coming in, which was great. But here are my revelations for what that meant moving forward in my business. So what it meant was I was already going to be launching an online membership. And so I needed to really make sure that I continued to launch that, not just because it's good for my business to have different ways that I serve clients, but also because people need it. I have a group for career advancement for women that I'm currently right now launching. And with so many people not having a position or people having time at home to be thinking about what is it that they definitely want to do, what is their purpose, what vocation is it that they really want, I had to really pivot my messaging to make sure that I was sensitive to the needs of my audience. And that's what I did with my marketing on a weekly basis as well. My Facebook Lives, the emails that I was sending out to my audience, I wanted to make sure that people understood that I wasn't just ignoring their situation, but that I was being intentional about providing them with tools and resources, even for free, when it came to my weekly marketing, in a way that would be a blessing to people right now, while also making sure that I was marketing my business. So that's a delicate balance. But I think as business people, even outside of the pandemic, we're here to serve anyway. So the pandemic forces us to think about how we can be even more in service, even as we're in business. And so to me, that's the biggest thing that came from the pandemic, was just causing me to really think even more deeply about how to be in complete service as we're in this pandemic, to people who are my prospects, who might become my client, and others who are in my circle who may never be a client, but who could benefit from what I have to share with the world. And then in terms of kids, I've been balancing with them being at home and them not being able to be out with friends or out on play dates. We've been doing a lot of virtual play dates. You don't know it, but I'm working late at night. Everybody's sleeping. So I'm doing some different kinds of things to adjust. But ultimately, I think this is causing me to make sure that I am really thinking deeply about how to serve in the most powerful way when it comes to those who are in my circle. Thank you so much. And this is Daphne Valcin of Daphne Valcin Coaching. And thank you so much for listening to all that I had to share. Thank you.